Good morning everyone, my name's Cyprianne and today I'm going to be showing you how to make the Brumble crochet blanket. This is a really easy pattern, it's repetitive, it's great for beginners and people who already know the crochet, how to crochet. The only thing I would say if you are a beginner, I have made this out of the Loops and Threads Sweet and Snuggle light yarn and I do not recommend that for a beginner simply because it has a velvety finish to it, and when you work your stitches, this nice fuzzy stuff hides your stitches and makes it really hard to see. Okay, so you can pause the video here, gather your supplies, and meet up and we'll get started. So today for the video, I'm just going to be using a regular super bulky yarn so that you can see the stitches that I'm making. So all you're going to need to know for making this blanket is how to do a double crochet and a single crochet, and that's it. Now on my blog I have also added a blanket resizing calculator. So if you want to make it a different size, up there I have different blanket measurements. All you need to do is make a small sample, punch in the numbers into the calculator. It will tell you exactly how many starting stitches you need. But if you just want to do it off the cuff, all you need to do is a multiple of 2 plus 1. So for beginners, that means chain any amount that is divisible by 2 and then add an extra 1 on top. So for this blanket, if you're making the full size, you're going to chain 90 plus 1, so 91 altogether. Now for the sample, I'm just going to make a sample instead of the big blanket. I'm just going to chain 10. So just go ahead and make your slip knot, chain 90 or whatever amount you choose, and just meet up with me. So if you already know how to crochet, you can pop ahead to the next timestamp, but for beginners, I will show you how to do the slip knot and the chain. So this is just a little bit of a refresher. Just yarn over, so you make an X, then reach through that circle, pull the yarn up, holding on to it with the 2 fingers till you create a loop. Then you just want to slide your hook from back to front and then pull on the loose tail to close it. Okay, to make a chain, you're just going to yarn over. I like to pull my loop open a bit to make it easier to work the chain through, and then just pull that through. And that's your first chain made. Now, if I'm going too fast, there is a video setting on YouTube that you can slow it down. If I talk too much, just mute me and put on some music and enjoy. Okay, so yarn over and pull that through the loop. And then yarn over and pull through the loop. So you can rewind and just watch this as often as you need to get that chain made. I'm going to go ahead and chain 10 and I'm going to chain 11 because I want to do a multiple of 2 plus 1, and then I will meet up with you at the end of this row. Okay, so that didn't take me long. Might have taken you a little bit longer. Okay, so I have 11 chained, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now for beginners, just remember that this isn't a completed stitch, so it does not count as a chain. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to want to do is we're going to skip the first stitch and we're going to single crochet into the second stitch. So for beginners, you're just going to, and for anybody who already knows how to crochet, you're just going to do a single crochet all the way across. For beginners, you insert the hook, yarn over, pull the yarn up through the chain, yarn over and through both loops. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that again for you. So you're going to insert your hook through the chain, yarn over, pull it up. You'll have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and through those loops. And again, remember, you can slow the video down if you need to. Insert, yarn over, pull up that loop, yarn over and through those 2 loops. Okay, so you're going to continue working the single crochet all the way across to the end, and then I'll meet up with you. Also, for beginners, you may want to put a stitch marker here because sometimes when you're working your way back, it can be hard to tell which was actually your first stitch. So I would recommend putting a stitch marker in there. Okay, so I'll see everybody soon for row 2. Okay, so I have finished row 1, and for beginners, if you already know how to crochet, you can just jump to the next timestamp. But for beginners, I want to show you how to count your stitches. So each little V represents a stitch. So you will also be less 1. So if you were crocheting 91 chains to start the project, because we started in the second chain, you're only going to have 90. So for me, I had 11, now I should have 10. So let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's perfect. I also want to mention, because this isn't a garment, we don't have to worry about fitting. If you have worked hard to change your 91 and you find that you have 93 or you have 87 and you've already done all these single crochets, don't worry about it. Just keep working as long as it's a multiple of 2. So let's say you have 87 stitches and you don't know where you've lost one, you don't know where you've lost them. Just at the very end here, pop in another single crochet. That will bring you up to a number that's divisible by 2, and then we can just carry on with row 2. I hope that made sense to you. If you have any questions, just pop them below and I'll look at them and help you out. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to do for row 1 is just chain 1 at the end here. And just remember, it's yarn over and pull through the loop. And then we're going to turn our work, and we're going to be skipping our first single crochet. So for anybody who already knows how to crochet, just forward a little bit in the video so that you don't need to worry about this lesson. Okay, so for this row, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting 2 stitches into 1, and then we're going to be skipping a stitch, then working 2, then skipping. And we have to skip the stitch because otherwise what we're doing is we're increasing our stitch count, and then the pattern won't work and you'll end up with a very wonky blanket. Okay, so we're going to skip the first stitch, and then we're going to be working both a single crochet and a double crochet into the second. So this is your chain where you turned. This is some dog hair. This is the first stitch, and we're going to start in the second. So for the single crochet, which I'm sure you're a pro at now, you're just going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull it up, and finish that off. Now, for those who know how to crochet, go ahead and do a double crochet into there. And for those who don't, I'm going to show you quickly how to do one. So you're going to yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over again, or grab your yarn and pull it up, yarn over through 2 loops. Oopsie. Oh, see, even people who know how to crochet make mistakes. Yarn over and through those 2 loops again. Now you're going to skip the next stitch. So the next V you're going to skip. You're going to insert your hook into the next one, do your single crochet, and then you're going to yarn over, insert, grab your yarn, pull it up through 2 loops and through 2 loops again. So you can pause and rewind this video as much as you need to till you're comfortable with those stitches. So you're going to work that pattern all the way across, skipping 1, then working your single crochet and your double crochet into the same stitch. At the end of this row, your stitch count should still be the same as whatever your stitch count was. For me, it will be 10. For anyone following the blanket pattern, it will be 90. Okay, so I just have a few more to, well, actually, you know what? I'm just going to work them with you. So single crochet, double crochet, and then you're going to finish with a single crochet and a double crochet, okay, in that last stitch. Okay, and there is the start of your texture. Okay, now something really, really important for everything that you crochet, but especially blankets, scarves, dishcloths, is that you want very straight edges. So you want to make sure that you're counting at every row. Now, 90 stitches is a lot of stitches to count, but I'm going to show you a cheat. Each cluster of stitches here, and it might be easier to see from the other side. It is easier to see from the other side. So you can just see here, Each cluster is 2 stitches, so count by twos, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So if you do that all the way across, it's going to save you a lot of time. We're going to chain 1 and turn again. You're going to do that at the end of every row. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working in our single crochets. So you can tell they're single crochets because they're a shorter stitch. So this is the double crochet from the row below, from the previous row, and this is the single crochet. So you want to continue to work in the shorter stitches, and we're going to be working the exact same stitch pattern as we did before. So we're going to skip our first, work in that single crochet, followed by a double crochet. Then we're going to skip that stitch because remember we don't want to be increasing our stitch count. So we're going to skip this double crochet, which is the taller one. And sometimes if you can't tell, flipping it over helps because you can see how it's got this bar that kind of goes across, and that can help to tell you which one's tall too. But with this yarn, it's pretty easy to see. So we're going to skip that stitch. We're going to insert into the single crochet, make a single crochet and a double crochet. Okay, so I'm going to finish that up. Just do that pattern all the way across, and I'll meet up with you at the end of row 3. Okay, so I'm just coming up to the end of row 3, and you can already see the lusciousness of this texture working up. I actually really love it in this yarn. I feel like you can actually see it more. Anyways, just to show you the end of row 3, we're going to finish off in a single crochet, which is our very last stitch. We're just going to do a single crochet and a double crochet. Now, if you know how to crochet and you've made blankets before, you can just continue on for the rest of the pattern. This is basically it. For anyone who's pretty new, I'm going to do one more row with you and get a little bit more practice in. Okay, so you're going to chain 1 and turn. Just remember you're going to do that at the end of every row. Again, tall stitch is the double crochet. We're going to insert into this one here, which is your single crochet. We're going to work a single crochet and a double crochet and more hair. Oh, that time it's mine. Yes, I lose just as much hair as my dog does. Okay, again, double crochet, single crochet in there, followed by a double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. Okay, so I'm gonna go and I'll work to the end of the row. Now for you guys, that's all you need to do until you reach the entire width of the blanket. Remember, this blanket is the beginning chain was the length of the blanket, and the rows that we're making are the width of the blanket. So you can make it as wide as you want. So I'm going to finish up this row, and then I'm going to come back and it's going to be really quick to finish this off, and then I will show you how to make the tassels. Okay, yay, blanket's done. Well, you know what? That would make a Barbie blanket, I guess. But anyways, I'm going to show you quickly, and this will be probably the last you need to watch of the video. So at the end of this row, as always, you're going to chain 1 and turn. And we are just going to finish our blanket off by working a single crochet into every stitch across. So there's no skipping. You're just going to work a single crochet in the double crochet below and the single crochet below, all the way across. All right, so that's your blanket done. Anyways, let's move on to the tassels, and I'll meet up with you soon. Okay, so moving on to the tassel, you're going to get something that's about 4 to 5 inches in length. You don't want any shorter than that because you need enough that when you're trimming the bottom of the tassel, you can make it nice and straight without losing too much of its length. Okay, so I start by wrapping my yarn about 20 times. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll meet up with you and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so I've wrapped it around 20 times, and I have a piece of yarn here that's about 10 inches long. So I'm just going to slide that here, pull it up. Now this is going to be the piece of yarn that actually attaches your tassel to the blanket. It's the top of your tassel. So we're just going to tie this off and make a nice tight knot, making sure not to break the yarn though. Depending on what you're using, the yarns can break really easily. Okay. Now the second thing we're going to do is just slide it off, and we're going to keep our hand in between here. Sorry, in the middle of this gathering, and I'll tell you why in a second. Okay, so we want to keep it open and keep these ends that you just used to tie, and pull it tight like this so that you know that this is the center of the bottom. Okay, then take your scissors and just slide it in and snip. Okay, so I got lots of lint from that other yarn. All right, now all that we're going to do is, again, we've got a starting end and a, there we go, keep that like that. Then take another piece of yarn, make it a bit longer because we're going to be wrapping it around the top to create the neck. And we'll actually just turn this around because it's easier to work this way. And I like to do one short end and one longer end, and that allows me to cover up one of the ends with the yarn, and you'll see what I mean. So we're just going to knot that. Not too tight to start, just make sure that you adjust it into a position that you like. I want mine to go up a bit more, so I'll move that up before I really knot it tightly. And then I'll knot that. Okay, so now we've got the neck of the yarn, but what we're going to do is wrap this short yarn around, and that's going to get covered up by the taller one as we wrap it around. So let's just wrap this around like this, catching those ends. And then you're just going to take a needle. Let's leave these out. This is what we need to attach. You're going to take a needle and thread this back and forth. Okay? And then all you need to do after you do that is just cut off the ends and make those nice and straight. Okay? All right. And there's your tassel. And then you're just going to tie it with a knot onto your blanket. So what you can do is decide how many tassels you need and then make them all and attach them accordingly. Just space them out nicely. All right, so that's the end of this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed making the blanket. Let me know if you made out well below and what other tutorials you might like to see. Anyways, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.